Hello everyone. Oh my gosh, I'm happy to be back and back with my PC. Also makes me very happy having been away from it. I was really so dramatic. I was just like sometimes I would just like throw my head into my hands and be like, "I miss my PC." But it's fine. It's fine. I'm back. I'm back now with it. And Genshin Impact's my favorite game. After having played that, like on mobile for the past, few days, I'm like, PC graphics is just new appreciation every time. Because I literally remember before I had my PC, I was like, I don't know, mobile graphics, they're just not that bad. Like, I don't really get what's so bad about them. And I started playing on PC and I was like, oh, I was like, that's what everyone means. I was like, I get it now. So yeah, but other than that, like, I don't know, my little break was fine. I honestly just miss streaming. Like, anytime that I'm away from it. Like, it's kind of hard for me because I just, like, don't have that much time to stream during the weeks, unfortunately. Like, I have, like, schoolwork and stuff, so unfortunately, I don't have that much time. But I really wish I could stream more because every day that I don't stream, I'm like, I really want to stream today. So I'm actually my next break will be like between semesters, so I'll be able to actually stream a lot more than I have been before. I'm probably gonna aim for doing like 4 or 5 days a week of streams. So that'll be nice. I'm looking forward to that, to being able to do more and more. But for the time being, between like this break that I just had and then my next break, like from school, I'm probably not going to be able to be even as active as I have been so far. I have a bunch of papers that I need to write, and I have my finals coming up in a few weeks. I have like 2 weeks of classes left, and I have finals. Something like that. And I'll have to move my PC back to my parents' house between semesters also. So it'll be interesting. It'll be a time. Yeah, but I only got back like, I don't know, a couple hours ago or something. I did some laundry and now I'm streaming, and that's been my day. I had to get up early. My sibling like had to go to work, and they were my ride back to where I live. So I kind of had to just get up early and go when they needed to leave. They were like, okay, this is it. This is the time when we need to be out of the house. I was like, oh, okay, I guess. And I'm so not a morning person, so it was a bit of a struggle. But I got out in time, so it was fine. Yeah. But honestly, low-key, best part of the weekend is just spending time with my sibling, as if I don't do that every weekend. I think, as it was Wednesday, when they were picking me up to bring me to our parents' house. We went out, we got lunch, we had Korean food. It was so good. I actually posted pictures of the food on Twitter. It was so good. Like, we've eaten there once before, and we haven't been back since, but it lived up to our memory, which is always nice because it stinks when you like really enjoy something the first time and you have it again and it's like, oh. Same with like TV, I feel like, or any kind of like movie or anything. Like, you'll watch something once and then be like, oh wow, that was so good, and you go back to it and it's like, oh, actually that's not as good. Like, that's really disappointing. But it's like same thing with, like, I feel like restaurants. Like, if you really enjoy it the first time and you go back and the food's not as good, like, that would stink. That would actually stink. So it was still really good. Honestly, might have been even better. We tried some more things this time. We actually got 2 appetizers. Last time we only got takoyaki. This time we got that and shumai, which are like kind of like little shrimp dumplings, if you don't know what shumai is. But they were really good. Really enjoyed those. And they also had, which we didn't notice last time, if they had them, which like last time we went was like literally a year ago. If they had them, we didn't notice them. but it was Korean donuts. So good. Oh my gosh. They were like so warm and fluffy. It was amazing. It was beautiful, honestly.
There have been many poorly written
So all of that,
lately.
all
I
of that
guess
was really
I'll just
good.
have to reject them all.
And like obviously Thanksgiving is all about the food, so I had like good food all week, but like I don't know, it was nice. Like we haven't, like I said, we haven't eaten there in like a year. It's only our second time being there. It's really good food. So, because the thing about my sibling and I, like we're always getting together, but we're also always doing different things. So there are a lot of things we're like, oh, okay, we really enjoyed that. We would go back to it. But there's also like 85 billion other things on our list that we want to do. So we're like, okay, well, we'll prioritize doing new things first instead of like places we've already gone. Yeah, and then this weekend too, I know my sibling is gonna be kind of busy, so we might not get together. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, I hope that we can. I'm confused. What's happening here? Okay. Oh. Okay. I see. But yeah. So that'll be sad for me, I guess, when I can't see them because they're busy doing their thing. But this week was good. We had some time together. I mean, I saw my other family too. Oh my gosh, actually something funny that happened with my sibling was it was like after we went out to eat. And it was after we went out to eat, and I was like sleeping in the car because I'm just sleepy all the time. Yeah, I'm sleepy all the time. So I slept in the car, and I was like half asleep. It was like pretty much as soon as we got in the car, I was like half asleep already. And so my sibling was not looking at me, did not realize this. And they literally were like listening to a song. I think it was Nobody by Mitski. And we're listening to this song, and they're all of a sudden just like, you better hit that clap clap. And it was like, I didn't hear the clap clap, and I was just like losing it because that just like totally roused me from my sleep, and I was like not prepared for it. Yeah, so that was kind of funny. Yeah, and they didn't realize, like I said, that I was half asleep, so they did not even know why I was like absolutely losing my shit laughing. And I had to like speak through the laughter and tell them why. I had to explain, like, hey, I'm laughing because, like, you just woke me up and it was really funny, the way that you did that. And then they were laughing and they're like, you need to stop. I'm literally driving. And I was like, well, I don't know what to do about that because I'm laughing. And whenever I laugh, they start laughing. So, yeah. So, I don't know, but it was good times. It was good times all around that day. Yeah, but I don't know, in terms of actual Thanksgiving, it was interesting, because my sister's boyfriend came. There's like, oh my gosh, there's a whole thing. I'm not gonna get into the whole story, but there's like, there's a whole thing. There's a whole thing. Let's just call it the whole thing. And basically my parents don't know exactly how long they've been dating for because like, again, because it's a whole thing. It's a whole complicated thing. So there's essentially like a whole fabricated timeline of like when they've been dating. Yeah, it's kind of a mess. It's honestly it's kind of a mess. But I don't know, it was like fine. They like liked him enough. Our grandparents were actually also there. So that again was interesting. I really did not think that they were going to be there because the boyfriend was there. So that was for sure an experience. I mean, like I said, it was fine. Like, I honestly was really kind of hoping that I was gonna have more stories to tell from that, and I just don't, because it was pretty chill. It was pretty casual. Like, I don't know. There's no real drama. All the drama's been in the past with our parents like not knowing their full story of how they met and everything. But we keep it a secret. We keep it a secret for my sister. We being my sibling and I, because we're the ones that know. Yeah, so I don't know. It's like a little bit of a mess. A little bit of a mess. Just a little bit. I don't understand how I'm supposed to do this. Yeah. One thing that was funny though was because like we were having one more person than normal. We were having over one more person than normal for Thanksgiving. Was that we had to like plan the seating arrangements then. And it was funny because I don't know if anyone else played this game called like, gosh, it was like Disney Infinity, and it was like for the Wii and Wii U, I think. And we still have a bunch of figures sitting around at my parents' house for that game. And then, okay, there's, oh my gosh, not total side tangent, but a little bit of a side tangent is my sibling got me like this little like cat figurine, and I literally have a picture of it. I should post a picture of it. And it literally just has like shrimp on its head, like fried shrimp on its head. It's so cute, and I literally left it at my parents' house. And so I'm not going to have it for 3 weeks. I totally meant to bring it with me, and I forgot. And now I'm sad, but that's fine. But so I had that on me, and my sibling has, like, a cat that's, like, holding fried shrimp, and they had that on them. And so we used those for us, and there was, like, this random, like, little, like, penguin clip thing that we used for my grandmother. And then everyone else was just, like, Star Wars figures from, like, that Infinity game. And it was, like, it was so random. And my sibling and my mom and I were the ones planning the seats, and it was, like, I don't know, it was probably close to midnight, right? And all of a sudden, we just start absolutely losing it because just the absurdity of that setup just totally hit us. And it was like, wow, that is funny. Yeah. That's it. That's like the story. But it was, I don't know, it was just really comical that, like, all of a sudden, and it was at the same time, too, that all of us were like, hey, actually, that's kind of silly goofy that we have, like, a bunch of Infinity figures that are, it's just Star Wars specifically, it's actually just Star Wars figures. It was like, that's really silly goofy that we have, like, a bunch of Star Wars figures and then, like, 2 cats and a penguin. And because my sibling, myself, and my grandmother were all, like, on the same side of the table, it just made for, like, a really funny picture that it was, like, those 3 things at, like, a face-off with, like, Star Wars characters. Yeah. So, that, but, like, again, I, like, honestly, I don't know, break other than that, like, being at my parents' house, like, it was pretty chill. It was pretty chill. For the most part. Like, I actually got everyone obsessed with Suika game. Like, I don't know, it was it was kind of crazy because I was just playing it, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, actually I want to play too. And I was like, okay. I was like, okay. My sister stayed for Thanksgiving and then the day after, so she was home on Friday also, and she too was really into it. And then she has a Nintendo Switch at home, and she ended up getting the game. Yeah, it was, I really just got, literally when I left my house this morning, my mom was playing Suika game. I was like, I've really just spread my obsession to everyone. I was posting about that on Twitter too, but it's literally my whole family now that, like, we're all obsessed with it. I think my sister's actually playing with her boyfriend too, so she's further spreading it. I've really started something here within my own little circle. It's crazy. But actually, I know I didn't get it on stream, but I got Suika, I posted it, to have proof. I have proof that I did get the watermelon. I don't think I'm going to play it on stream this week, though. I'm probably not going to stream again until Friday, and it's probably just going to be Friday and Saturday until I finish out this semester. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to play it on stream this week, but I'll might play it. If I have time, I play it more on stream. That was the thing, that like this break, I actually really just took a break. Like I was like, I'm simply just going to actually try to relax a little bit. And it was like, okay, like I kind of did, but also not, because okay, so I got home after having lunch with my sibling, and we had to help like clean the house. We had to help cook a little bit for Thanksgiving, which is like fine or whatever. And then Thanksgiving, like we're hosting, so I had to like kind of be a host, be like social, just like fine, it's okay, it's alright. And then yeah, Friday was like, because I don't see my sister that often, so her being home kind of was like the main thing that day. Was like, oh well, she's home, so I want to spend time with her, obviously. So that was sort of the main thing for that day, was just like hang out with my sister. I mean, all of us hang out with my sister, except no, yeah, my sibling actually went and saw some of their friends like from home, so like they were gone for a bit. What else? Oh, you know what else I did over break? I like totally binge watched a K-drama called The Glory, and it was so good. I was just like on Netflix. I was watching One Piece live action, and like I think Netflix just recommended it at the top. It was like, hey, this is a show, and I was like, oh, I was like, what's this show? So I watched the trailer, and I was like, oh, that actually looks like really good. Like that looks like really good, even though it's not something I would necessarily normally watch. I was like, oh, I'm down. And then I was so down the entire time I was watching it. Like I literally like went to bed at like 4 a.m. like several nights during my trip home, because I was just like that obsessed with it. Could not sleep without knowing what happened next. Like that level of like, I'm obsessed with this. And I actually have a friend who like watches K-dramas, and so I texted her after the fact. I was like, hey, you watch K-dramas, right? Any chance you've seen The Glory? And then she was like, oh my gosh, yes, I love that one. And I was like, yes. And so we actually talked about it a little bit, which is great, because I love talking about things that I enjoy, people that I like. So that was nice, because I was like, there's like what's the chance that she's actually seen like this one random one that I just happened to see on Netflix? But then she had. So like I said, that was kind of nice. But yeah, I was like obsessed. Actually, I just finished it yesterday, I think, and now I'm like, I do not know what to watch next, because I finally have like a Crunchyroll subscription, and so I'm kind of between finishing Kaguya-sama Love is War, because I watched that on Hulu and they only had season 1, and I really enjoyed it. But I wasn't able to finish it just because I didn't have access to it, but now I do. My New Boss is Goofy. Is that what that one's called, I think? Like, I want to watch that. I want to watch Buddy Daddies. I'm not going to watch Jujutsu Kaisen until I'm with my sibling again. We said we'd just, like, watch it together still. Tokyo Revengers, same thing. I'm actually watching with my sibling when we have time. And what else? There was definitely something else. Oh, Attack on Titan. Like, I'm supposed to be going and watching Attack on Titan, like, the final 2 parts. And it's like, I enjoyed the show, but also, like, I've just been wanting to watch, like, nice, lighthearted things. Like, I don't want anything heavy. So, yeah, but I don't know, like, it's fine. Like, The Glory actually was kind of a heavy show. Even though it was really good, it was kind of heavy. So, like, that's it. Like, that's my heavy show for a while. So, like, then I'm like, okay, well, maybe that makes sense then for me to finish out Kaguya-sama Love is War. I'm probably not going to have a lot of time to watch for a little bit. So, it's going to take me a minute to get through 3 seasons. Maybe that's good. That'll be it. That'll be, like I'm saying, like I want to break from heavy stuff, maybe that's it. Like I just do that, I watch that. And then finish Attack on Titan so that like every other person I know stops bugging me to watch it. And then after that, I don't know. Sometimes I like to queue up what I'm gonna watch, like in my head, like be like, oh, well, this is next, whatever. And then other times it's like I do that and it's like I get to that point and I'm like, actually, I don't want to watch this anymore right now, so I'm not going to. It's a very flexible, loose kind of schedule, but yeah, because I promise people, like, I'm gonna watch a lot of things, too. It's like, okay, well, I would put it on my list, or, like, I'll watch it someday. And it's only when they're, like, really, like, oh my gosh, you're just absolutely gonna love this, and if maybe it's, like, really, like, if it's really having a moment, I'll be more inclined to watch it. But I just, like, literally, I don't know what it is. Like, all the people in my life just, like, love, you know, TV and movies and stuff, so I just like constantly always have people being like, watch this, watch that, watch this, and it's like, oh my gosh, I simply can't watch everything simultaneously. There's actually a point like over the summer, and I think like early, you know, like September, whatever, I had like 5 different shows going. Because like they were like all releasing new episodes, and so I was like watching them as the new episodes released, and so like I was watching like 5 different shows simultaneously. I tend to just watch one thing at a time and just like binge watch it, and then maybe I'll have like, at most I'll have something I'm watching by myself, and then like something I'm watching with my sibling, which like I said, we're like currently like we're watching Tokyo Revengers, which is just the final season of that we're watching. Yeah, because we've seen the rest of that, so we're just trying to finish up the final season. But we're not together that often, we're busy, so like over winter we should have time. To do that. So hopefully, fingers crossed, be able to finish that, because I actually really like that one a lot. It's like a little goofy. If you haven't seen Tokyo Revengers, it's about like gangs, but like all the main characters are in like either like late middle school or early high school, and the way they're drawn and the way they act is just not how children act or even how teenagers act, and so it's kind of almost like comical when you look at it through that lens, except not, because like they're really going through it. Like they are fighting, like it is bad, you know. But I mean, it's a really good show. I find I like it a lot. It's like, honestly, I like watching it with someone else because it is like, it's a little goofy at times, like not intentionally so, but in so much as like y'all are children. This is crazy, and it is just like a little bit over dramatic sometimes. But like that's what I love about it. So, but it makes it fun to kind of like comment on it with someone else. And I'm not gonna say anything in particular because no spoilers. I hate spoilers, but you should give it a try. Which that one, yeah, that was like not really like heavy in the way of like I think like other things are heavy. Cause it's like it's unserious a lot of the times. Like it makes jokes. Not so much now that the plot's really wrapped up. It's less like unserious. It's more serious than it used to be, I guess I should say. Yeah, but like it's still really good. I still really like it. I also really like the oh gosh, the theme song from the first season absolutely slaps. It's Crybaby, and I forget the band. I think it's like official, no, it's official like something. You get this one or something like that? I don't know. I really do not recall. But that song is so good, and I love it, and you should go and listen to that song. Which is very helpful, because I only gave you the name of it and not the actual title of the band. I gave you the name of the song, but not the name of the band. Which is definitely helpful information. But my brain don't remember. Brain turned off at all times, always. Believe it or not, my brain is not the sharpest. Yeah, but I don't know. I really do wish I had more time so I could just watch everything that everyone recommends to me, because my list is simply just too long. It's too long. But yeah, that's another thing. Like, my sister didn't used to be into anime, and then she got into anime. Apparently her boyfriend's into anime too. So, which that's not even actually, we talked about that like a little bit with our boyfriend. We were talking about like PCs and stuff, and like I like low-key don't actually know the specs on my PC for the most part. Like, I just don't remember. I got it pre-bought or pre-built. I got it pre-built. And I don't remember a lot of the specs. I did a lot of research at the time to make sure I was going to get something that I was going to be able to, like, you know, stream from and stuff, but I don't remember at this point. And I have a friend, too, who always asks me, like, oh, what are the specs on your PC? And I'm like, I will look at some point, and then I always forget. And so this guy just keeps asking. I'm like, listen, I'm gonna figure it out. One of these days, I am going to figure it out. And I will let you know when I do. Until then, I don't remember. And like, literally, it's pre-built, so like, it's not that hard. I just have to like go back to the website and like look at what it says. But to do that, I actually have to remember first. And that's the issue, because my memory is not, it's not great. It's like fine. It's better than it used to be, so I guess that's good. But it's also, it's like not great. So, gosh darn it. Oh my gosh, I'm so close to 6,000. I'm trying to get 6,000 so I get the final tier of rewards. Hey Black Emerald, how you doing today? I'm finally back with my PC after taking a trip to my parents' house, so I'm very happy today. But how are you doing? I don't know if you celebrate Thanksgiving. How was your holiday? Cause I don't know, mine was pretty boring. We just ate, you know? That's what Thanksgiving is. Thanksgiving is like Halloween, Christmas, interim, and it's for eating. You're good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I'm chilling today. I've been playing Genshin Impact on mobile for like 5 days. While I was at my parents' house, and it just always hits me how good, or how much better at least, the graphics are on the PC than on my iPad. And when I started playing the game, I didn't have a PC, so it was like always on mobile, and I didn't realize really the difference that it made playing games like on a PC, like how much better the graphics are. And now I do. It's like newfound appreciation every time. But yeah, I've had I actually had to get up kind of early this morning so that I could get a ride back from my parents' house with my sibling because they had to work. So that wasn't my favorite thing ever because I'm not a morning person. Like, honestly, more power to you if you are a morning person, because I really wish that I was, because I swear morning people, any like morning people that I know, they're just so productive. They're like, yeah, I did like all these things before like 9 a.m. and I'm like, I'm barely like able to tear myself out of bed at 9 a.m. How are you productive before that hour? So like, honestly, I kind of wish that I was. I kind of would like to be a morning person, just so that I can be productive. Especially because, like, I like being up late, but I'm not necessarily being productive when I'm up late. Like, those are my hours. That is like my time for being comfy and being cozy and being not bothered by people. And I think that just like growing up, like I had time to myself in the evening, and I think that's just honestly carried through to like my whole life. Like, if I'm up in the evening, people aren't texting me as much, they're not like trying to talk to me. This is why I kind of like, I don't like to watch TV like at my parents' house, because like every time I hit play, somehow my mom manages to start talking to me, and like not on purpose either, because I'll just like be watching like on my tablet or something, and she can't see it, and it's like, as soon as I hit play, as soon as I start watching this, I know you're gonna talk to me. But then anytime when I don't watch something, like when I'm having like breakfast or something, if I'm like, okay, well I'm just like, I'm not gonna like watch something today, she doesn't say anything, and it's like why are you, how do you only manage to do this when I'm like trying to watch something? Like, it's like always been a thing, but it's like as soon as I start. Like, it's fine. It's been like a few weeks since I've seen my parents, so like that was fine. I don't know. Like our relationship's interesting. My relationship with my parents is interesting. It's quite the dynamic. as I feel like a lot of people have quite the interesting dynamic with their parents. But seeing my sister was great. Loved that. Yeah. It's like, I don't have like a lot of extended family either, so like family gatherings are usually pretty small. But, I mean, it's nice. I don't have that much like of a social battery, to be honest, so I actually have more of a social battery than I used to. Like, honestly, it was like weird. I think it's like fully just like bell curve, because I think I had more of a social battery when I was young. Then it went away for a while, and now it's back. So, I don't know what to make of that. But, I don't even say it's back, but like it's better. I'm better off now than I was like, even probably like a year ago. Probably even like a year ago. I've gotten better at being in social situations and being around people for longer periods of time and stuff. But still, I'm like, I don't know. I was also like, people didn't get to, because we were like hosting Thanksgiving, people didn't like arrive. By people I mean like my grandparents and my sister and her boyfriend. Like that was like all the people we had over. None of them arrived until like closer to 3:30 probably. And it was like, they were supposed to get there at 3, but I was also simply just unprepared once they got there. I was like, actually, I'm not ready to be around people. I've not mentally prepared myself to, like, be a social person. There's, like, very few people who I'm, like, always just down to be around, even if I'm not in, like, a particularly social mood. So, I don't know, but it was fine. Like, it was fine. It was a little awkward. It's like I'm meeting my sister's boyfriend or whatever, but it was fine. It was fine. It was okay. Not that much interesting happened. Like I need my family to like be more interesting to give me more content. I'm kidding. But if they wanted to give me more stories. No. It was fine though. Like my parents were like interested to hear about my streaming too, but I was like very selective about the information I've given. I think I said before, like, they can be as far away as possible from this. Like, they don't need to know the things that I'm saying. And my mom's like, well, I wouldn't watch, I just want to know the name. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know if I trust that. I don't know. But I feel comfortable with that. But they were like, I don't know, it's like sweet, I guess, that they asked even about like how it's going and stuff. They're very intrigued by it. It's very different than like anything they would ever like do, anything that they really like grew up with or knew, or even to this day like don't really understand it. Like I spent probably like an hour explaining like live 2D to my mom, and that's like just from my knowledge, which isn't like all that much. So like that too, where it's like I can explain it to you the best that I can, but also like I don't have like full knowledge of I don't have complete full knowledge of live 2D, so it's like, well, I'm going to explain this to you as best that I can. And it's like some of the questions on that she's asking, like I don't know the answer. So it's like I don't know, but yeah, she was pretty invested. She was pretty invested in learning about it, which again, it's nice. It's very nice of her. Yeah, but she has a lot of trouble like wrapping her head around it, which is fine because like I said, she didn't really grow up with this stuff. It's all very new to her, and then she just has me explaining it to her, and maybe I don't always do the best best job of doing it. So it's like it's good. It's all good. But yeah, I don't know, she tries. My dad, on the other hand, like he does try, but I think he has like an even harder time wrapping his head around it, honestly. Like he was really like like kind of same thing about I told him. I was like, yeah, I just like I don't want to tell you guys like my VTuber name, my channel name, whatever. But he was like asking me like if I thought of a name yet, and I was like, I'm so confused as to what your question is. And it sounded like he was asking me about stream titles and that he didn't understand that I have to like come up with like names for each stream. Like I'm still not exactly sure what he was trying to ask me, but that's what it seems like his question was. Cause first he asked me the name and I was like, okay, well I don't really want to, you know, divulge my VTuber name. He was like, okay. And then he's like, oh, did you come up with a title yet? And I was like for my channel? And he's like, no, like for your streams. And I was like, can you elaborate? Like, what are you asking me right now? Like, he's like, yeah, don't you need to come up with like a title, like a singular title for your streams? And like whatever, he like gave like an example of what he was thinking. And what he was thinking sounds like it almost sounds like he thinks I'm doing like a TV show. And that like I need like a name for like my TV show. It's like, okay, well channel name is just like my character name, like that's that. And then like I was like, each stream has like a different, you know, name, like kind of like an episode. And I explained to him the different things you could do. You could do it like a joke or about like what you're gonna be doing in the game, but like trying to like get people interested in to want to watch. And I think he got it then, but I'm not sure, because I'm also still not sure if that's what he was asking. Because, yeah, it's only about, like, it was, like, a radio show or a podcast or something where I just have, like, one name for it. Or, like, that it would have been, like, Honey's Amazing Streams or something like that. Like, no. Like, it's just, like, my channel name is just my name. And then my streams, like, they're just streams. They have titles, I guess. But, yeah. But he, like, I don't know, he likes to act like he knows, like, everything about, like, technology and stuff, and it's like, sir, you're a little off the mark, just a teeny bit. Yeah, I don't know, it's a time, it's fine, it's okay. Like I said, it's nice that they want to be invested, but they also need to understand that maybe I don't want them to be. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I said, we have an interesting dynamic. It is, as many people's dynamics are with their parents. Interesting. It is interesting. But yeah, I don't know. It was, yeah, I don't know, it was just pretty, honestly, my main goal for the weekend, or the week, I guess, was, like, just to relax, because, like, I've been going non-stop for months now, and so it's like, okay, I need a minute to collect myself, and I think I got at least a minute, so yeah, I guess I got what I wanted, but at the same time, it's like, it could have been a little bit, teeny tiny bit more restful, but, like, I won't complain that much, anyway. Also, I just found this out last night. I had a calculus test, like, last Monday, and I literally posted this on Twitter, too, was that I got 106 on it. I haven't actually gotten the test back. The grade was just posted online. I do not like math. I do not like math. No thank you. However, I'm very proud then that I did that well. Like, that's crazy to me that I could, and it's like, I've taken calculus before when I was younger. And, like, I did not understand it, so the fact that I understand it, now at least I seem to understand it. Do I actually? Maybe. I test well. I test well in it. That's always my thing. It's like, I don't know if I actually understand things, but, like, I can test well in it. Literally, when I was in, like, grade school, they taught us study skills. I know how to study. I don't know that I know how to learn. I don't know that I retain any information, but I know how to study to score well on a test. And that's always been kind of, like, part of my thing with school is, like, at the end of the day, you really just want me to score well on a test. You don't actually care about, like, how smart I am. You don't actually care about me, like, really retaining information. Like, you just, as a teacher, want me to score well on a test so it reflects well on you. And if you're good at test taking, you get praised. And it's like, wow, you are so smart, you little smart cookie, you. And if you don't test well, it's like, wow, you're literally going to end up working at McDonald's if you don't get your act together. And it's like, first of all, why is there anything wrong with that? Like, why are we going to look down on them? Like, why are we going to look down on the people? Like, there's so many issues with that statement. Like, why are we going to look down on someone who works at McDonald's? Like, what's the issue? Like, why would you, like, why? Also, why are you going to say that to, like, a 5th grader? Like, what? And then, like, also, maybe they just learn differently. Maybe they're not a good test taker. Like, can we show them some love, too? Yeah, but, like, that's my issue with the school system. I've seen other people say it, too. Like, it just it elevates the people who are already doing well, and it pushes people down if you don't just, like, immediately know how. There's a balance. I know that. I'm sure. I'm positive. And it's just, like, I don't know why no one in, like, administration or faculty or whatever in the school systems actually seem to care about striking that balance. It's very frustrating. And there was a point in time where I wanted to be a teacher. I do not anymore for several reasons. Partially because I don't actually like kids all that much anymore. But yeah, I don't think I could deal with that. I just don't think I could deal with, like, being, like, a teacher. Honestly, I'm just done with school. I don't want to go back, like, in any capacity. I don't want to go back. Don't take me back. Yeah, no. Like I said, it's, like, fine. It's okay. It's alright, but yeah. Actually, I went to, like, private school. My parents sent me to private school, like, basically my whole life, right? So when I was in kindergarten, either kindergarten or 1st grade, and then, so I'm pretty sure I don't know, yeah, and then until, yeah, because I think they had a kindergarten, I'm pretty sure I went there for kindergarten, and then until, 8th grade, until 8th grade. It was only, like, through middle school. It didn't have a high school, like some of them do, but so it was, like, I don't know, like, kindergarten to, like, 9th grade, I was in literally the same school building, and not 12th grade. Why do I keep saying 12th grade? Till 8th grade. From kindergarten until 8th grade, I was in the same school, and I was really going somewhere statement. Oh yeah, my final year, so 8th grade, I had a different principal. We got a new principal at the school, which is good because the old one was old. She was old. She needed to retire. Good for her. She's also quite behind the times, in terms of, like, technology and stuff. That's a different story. We got a new principal and stuff. So, like, even that year, it was just, like, it was a weird year. Like, being kind of, like, his guinea pig class in a lot of ways. And he just, like, low-key didn't care that much about us, it seemed, because, like, we were on our way out. Because, like, the people who were, like, I knew people who were in 7th grade when I was in 8th grade, and they liked him fine, and he seemed to like them fine. But also I just had, like, a few of, like, you know, class clown types in my grade that, you know, they just cared more about disturbing the class than, like, attempting to learn anything. Which, again, somewhat could be the school system's fault. I'm just saying. But, yeah, I don't know. So, like, even that year was weird. And then high school I also didn't like. So, like, those, like, 5 years then, like, 8th grade and high school, it was rough for me. I did not like it. And so that kind of just soured me to school in general. Because I honestly did not mind school when I was growing up. Like, I wasn't like, oh, give me more homework. Like, I always liked having my free time. But when I was actually in the school building, I was like, oh, this is, like, fine. I was like, this is fine. Like, I just sit in my desk, and I just do what the teacher tells me to do. And I try my hardest, and then, like, I do a little bit extra at home. Like, it's fine. It's, like, okay. I didn't like when I had, like, a mountain of homework, and summer homework, like, bothered me. Because, like, hey, I'm supposed to have a break. Where's my break? And then little did I know that life is just constantly no breaks for after you, like, get out of high school. It's crazy. Like, the real world doesn't really give breaks. Like, that's crazy. But at the time, you know, I didn't really comprehend that. And it's called summer vacation. I want to actually have a vacation from school. And they're like, no, you have to do reading and you have to do math. And I was like, I don't want to. It was actually, like, in the school building. I was fine with it. Up until, like, 8th grade. I remember 8th grade, honestly, I want to say 8th grade might have been rougher than, high school in some ways, because I came back from, like, my 8th grade class for, like, the first, like, few months. I would come back every day and just cry, because I was, like, so miserable. Like, it was not good. Like I said, the new principal didn't really care about my grade. We were the guinea pig grade. They were just constantly doing group punishments because of the few class clown people. And it's like, it really bothers me, group punishments. I know it's like sink or swim together. It's like, I did not choose to be a part of this shit. I did not choose this. It shouldn't, like, I should not be punished for someone else's actions. Like what's actually the message there, you know? Like, what's actually the message there? And then it's like, okay, so, like, I don't know, like, it would be like, okay, so you're not gonna get recess now. You're actually just gonna have to sit. Which is actually, when you low-key think about it, like, cruel and unusual punishment for children who, like, are sitting all day anyway. And it's like, okay, well, actually, now you don't get to be active. What? You're gonna stop us from being active because a few people were misbehaving in class? And they get, like, the point is like, oh, well, we didn't get to teach, so you guys don't get to have fun. So it's like, oh, well, you were trying to have fun during class, so you can't have fun at recess. But it's not like we were. It's like two people who wouldn't shut up. I'm sorry, I get so heated about this still, because, like, I know people have younger siblings, and, like, schools still, like, do, like, group punishment, and it's dumb. It's dumb. Because then the other thing that I'm trying to say, I've been trying to get to my point here, is it's like they're always like, peer pressure? No, none of that. None of that. Don't do it. Don't give in. But then it's like, actually, you should all bully this person because they made you not have recess. Like, that was always my experience with it, was like being told, actually, like, gang up on this person and tell them, yeah, they stink and you're not going to want to be their friend and they're just going to be a social pariah because they messed up recess for you. Like, what? I'm sorry? I'm sorry? So now you want, so you no peer pressure unless it benefits the teacher, I guess. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy to me. And it's like, especially like at that age, like, they did not care. Like, the class clown types, they did not care. They knew that they had people who were their friends. And that none of us were actually going to do anything to them. If anything, we're just getting more annoyed with, like, the teacher and the principal for doing that to us all the time. Like, they knew. Like, obviously there's some annoyance towards them, but they don't really care, because what are we going to do? Go out in the parking lot and beat them up? Like, no, obviously not. Like, what are we going to do? Just be like, I don't want to be your friend anymore. No, because we're like in 8th grade. Like, that's, I mean, you're still a kid. But again, like, they know that they have their friends and whatever. Like, we're not all going to suddenly, like, decide that, like, we hate them and we're not talking to them. Like, I don't know. So again, just like, it was pointless. It was fine because I wasn't really much of an active kid anyway. Like, I would walk around at recess sometimes. We had, like, indoor recess too, which was just, like, in our classrooms if like, if it was raining out or something, or, like, when it was really cold out. Really just bringing back memories. Because again, like, literally, when you're having to, like, do group punishments every day, I'm just gonna say it, it's probably not working. It's probably not working, and you should find something else to try and reinforce the lesson. See, maybe I should have been a teacher, because I do have such strong opinions. But like I said, I don't want to, like, go back to that. But yeah, we'd have, like, indoor recess then when it was rainy or cold or whatever, and I would definitely just read on those days. Like, what am I gonna do? Play one of your board games? No. No, thank you. Play one of your card games? Maybe, but no thank you. I'm just gonna sit here and read my book. And honestly, I did a lot of that during outdoor recess too. I didn't like the outdoors that much. Didn't like touching grass. Wasn't very active. I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit here on the curb and I am going to read. I'm gonna read my book, and there's nothing you can really do to stop me. And they didn't. They didn't stop me for that. Every once in a while, like, one of, like, the monitors or whatever would, like, be like, oh, you don't want to go out play? I was like, no. I was like, I want to sit here and read. Please. But later on, I had, like, a friend who also really liked to read, so we'd at least, like, sit together and read, which was nice. Yeah. And then I think they stopped bothering me as much because, like, I was reading with someone. I remember a lot of, like, recess from when I was, like, really young, too. And for some reason, there was always so much drama between friends, and I was, like, always the go-between. I was like, go and tell this person that this thing and the other thing, and then I'd be like, hey, this is the thing the person said. I think they're just, like, you know, I think they're upset because of this, and the other person will be like, well, yeah, well, this, that, the other thing, and I go back and I told them that, and then by the end of recess, solve the problem. And it's like, why? Why was I doing that? Why was I doing that? I don't know. I have no clue. And then, yeah, and I had like a couple of friends that like I would actually like play with, but they'd be out sometimes, and that's when that stuff would happen. And I'd be like, all right, go between. I don't know. It was weird. It was weird. I don't like to make waves, I guess. I don't know. That's not even making waves. That's just me being a little silly goofy. That was just me being a little silly goofy. Like, I don't know. Like, let me help you. I don't know. But yeah, so recess was always interesting, and then at some point I was like, I'd literally just rather read. I remember this one girl, and we're actually friends now. We became friends in high school because, so she came around 4th grade, I think, and she like didn't really have friends because she was new, right? That's just what happens when you're the new kid. And it was 4th grade, and so like friend groups were kind of like solidifying already, and she wasn't the most social. She's very smart. My friend's very smart. Always has been. Love her. Absolutely love her. She's great. But this is back in 4th grade. We weren't really friends back then or anything. We were in like different homerooms and everything too. So like I really didn't see her all that much. Like for us to even like get to know each other, but like at recess, you know, if it was outdoor recess, like I'd see her. Yeah, and I remember she'd also sit alone a lot, and she would like do like crossword puzzles and stuff, which honestly, more power to her. Good for her. Good for her. Love that for her. But I remember it was like in like 5th grade or something, I think, and like the one like kind of closer friend that she did have then was like gonna like go to a different school next year, and the 5th grade teacher like gathered some of us together and was like hey, be friends with her because like her one friend is leaving, which is crazy. That was absolutely crazy. And then this friend that I have, like she left then like soon after also. She left like I think the next year after. But yeah, then we went to the same high school. Ended up being really good friends. Absolutely love her. She's amazing. We still keep in touch when we can. And yeah, no, she's very sweet. Still very smart. Also, absolutely love her. She was valedictorian of our high school class. So hats off to her. She was amazing. Love her. Like that's it. But like her too. Like this was the same kind of thing that I'd get when I was reading alone. Of like, hey, go and be social. Go and be social to that person. But I feel like more to her that they were like, hey, go and be social to that person. I think it was clearly a choice on my part because I would talk to people. Like I clearly like I like had friends that like I would talk to and like lean towards for like group work and stuff. When it came to actual like really like cause lunch we used to have like big tables. It was like you didn't really have a choice. Like it was like you have to sit here. And as soon as you let me make a decision for myself, I was like, I'm reading. I'm just sitting alone and reading. And so I think at that point they were like, yeah, that's just this kid is like being antisocial. And so that's why they'd go to me and be like, go be social. But with my friend, it was more like, hey, go and be social to this person. But it's like, I don't know, we're chilling. Just let us chill. Not everyone needs to be social. Not everyone wants to be social. That's not like I guess it's nice in theory, but also so I think it was like literally our senior year of high school, like junior or senior year, and I told my friend that memory that it was like, yeah, when we were in like 5th grade, like our teacher was like, hey, go and be friends with this girl. And she was like, that's actually crazy. That's insane. I was like, yeah. She was like, I actually can't believe that. I was like, it was when she could, but she was like, also like, she was kind of shook that like that the teacher was like nudging people towards being her friend. I was like, yeah. Like on the one hand, we were like, you know, decently past it at that point. But I was like, I could tell you this is gonna be a little silly goofy now, and it was. We were like teeheeing, but at the same time, we were like also like, yeah, that was also a little silly goofy. Like yeah, just let her be. Let the kids read their books at recess, I guess is the point. As long as they seem fine, like if they want to read their books at recess, let them read their books at recess. Cause I was just a huge bookworm. Literally, I would tear through like 800 pages, like 2-3 days tops. Now I really don't read anymore. But I've been, so I feel like Court of Thorn and Roses is like, I don't know, infamous or something at this point, just like in pop culture or something. I don't know. Like, I've definitely heard of it before, but I never read it. So, and my sibling too has never read it, but we're like, okay, we want to be in the know. So my sibling actually found like a pretty good like video essay kind of style like recap of like all the books in the series. So I've been listening to that for the past few days in between. When I was watching The Glory, I was also in between. I was listening to a Court of Thorn and Roses plot summary, essentially. It's not really a summary because it's quite in detail. It's quite in detail. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently it gets worse. I'm not done yet, so no spoilers. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, like, it's fine so far. I mean, I finished through the first book, and at first I was like kind of digging it, and then towards the end I was like, oh, what happened? Why did this story change so much? But I don't know. I really want to write a book one day. That's what I want to do. Hopefully I get to that point. I would be very happy. I would be thrilled even if I got to write a book and have it published. And not self-published, because I mean, I had like a whole period of my life where I was like, hey, I want to be an author. Like, I really want to be an author. Like, I want that to be my job. But, I don't know, I think at some point I was like, actually, financially, let me do something else. And now I'm like, hey, I want to be a streamer full time, so it all comes full circle. But yeah, I really wanted to be an author, and my dad was like, okay, write a book and like self-publish it. Like, just self-publish. And he just like thought that I like wanted to self-publish, and it's like, I simply want to be published. Like, I would like to work with a publisher, like get in like big bookstores and stuff, and not just like publish it on Amazon. It's like, it's fine if you self-publish, obviously, and a lot of people do, and that's how they get their start, and like that's good. But also I was in like 5th grade, and I was like, the world? Huh? How does the world work? I don't know. And I just have my dad coming at me like, here's a book, how to self-publish for dummies, and and go and do it. And I was like, oh, okay. I never even actually finished writing a book. So many times I've started, and then I've just stopped, which is just, any writers I know, that seems to just be the general mood. And I have an idea. It's like written down somewhere. It's like kept safe in my pocket. I really want to write. All the YA girlies are going to eat it up. Yeah, I don't actually know if it would be YA. It might have to be like aged up, honestly. Like some of the stuff that I was thinking of putting in, I'm like, I don't know that would be. I think it'd be older teen, maybe. That's the thing. I'm like, it's like not so bad that I think it needs to be adult, but like older teen, maybe potentially, possibly. So yeah, I don't know, but I do have that idea at least rattling around in my brain. So maybe I'll actually write that down one day. And then get that published. Live the dream. Live little honey's dream. Maybe one day. So, like I said, I still think that's like the ultimate goal. I want to get published in a book, or publish a book. I would actually publish poetry, to be honest. I've been into poetry for the past like, I don't know, year or so, maybe less than that. But I've been enjoying some good poetry and writing it recently. Like, I don't know. Like, I really used to be against poetry. Like, I remember poetry units, like, when I was younger, it was always like, okay, but you have to write with, like, this rhyme scheme, and it has to be this many lines, and this many stanzas, and that was a drag. But, like, now it's more just like, hey, I actually know you can just, like, hey, just write thoughts and feelings and break up the lines, and that's poetry. Like, I know it's like not just so strict anymore. I'm like, oh, actually poetry slaps. I love poetry. And I do. I think there's some really interesting poetry out there. And I have a book. It's just one poet. It's her poems. I want to read them. I haven't yet. Haven't gotten a chance. I actually meant to bring it home to my parents' house, and I didn't. So I didn't get to read it over the break. maybe I'll read it later. I actually have to finish up homework later, and then maybe I'll read it. But, like, honestly, I probably just should have finished my homework and then streamed. But I was like, I just want to stream, and this is the time that I set, so I'm gonna do it. And that's gonna be that. So, here we are. We're still doing it, obviously. Like, I'm almost done with my homework. I'm gonna go and eat. Go and get food. I had ramen for lunch. It's just instant ramen. It's like, I actually don't remember the brand, but it's not the cup noodles. It's like better than that. Like, I mean, honestly, I like cup noodles and I haven't had it in a minute, and I should. But, like, I saw actually that you can like microwave those now. So like that's good. Mine's like already microwavable though. It's like in a bowl shape, and you microwave it. And it's really good. But also, I was kind of still hungry afterwards, and I was like, I'm just not gonna eat till dinner. Because I was like, well, I don't really want a snack or anything. But also, like, I'm streaming soon, so I don't want to eat now. Because I don't, like, my stomach sometimes can be, like, very delicate in that, like, just the strangest things will bother it sometimes and, like, make it hurt and give me tummy pain. And again, for no particular reason does this happen. But it's like I still don't really know like what in particular bothers me. It is just random. It's just random. Sometimes I think I just eat too much even, but so I try to be careful so that I don't get tummy pains. Honestly, I don't even know if it's something like genetic because like my sibling has like a lot of like tummy troubles also. Like we're always like tummy hurty, except they don't speak like that. I'll be like tummy hurty and they'll just be like in the bathroom for a long time. No. I mean like yeah, actually that is literally what they do. They just won't say anything. I'll be like, hey, are you like good in there? And they're like, yeah, well, I'm just like in a little bit of pain. I was like, oh okay, all right, I guess. But like last night, we went to like a little store with our parents. We got some like dessert stuff. And my mom is like, oh, like, be careful, you don't want your stomach to hurt. And it's like, we're definitely, like, better about it now. Like, we're not kids anymore. Like, we're conscious now of, like, being careful about what we eat. So, it's, like, it is fine. It is okay. In fact, we can take care of ourselves. Like, I understand, though, because, like, tummy troubles are not fun. Me personally, I'm not a fan of tummy troubles. Me personally. I don't know about you guys. Probably not. I don't know if I've ever met anyone who's a fan. I honestly would question that if you were, to be honest. I mean, except when you're a kid. If you're a kid and your stomach hurts and you get to stay home from school, like that kind of slaps. Like, let's be honest. I like never really did that, like where I like lied about my stomach hurting. I think like one time in high school, I like needed a mental health day, and so I was like, yeah, actually I feel ill, and I'm not going in. And my mom was like, okay, fair enough. And I was like, yep, that is very fair of me. You're correct. But she didn't know that it was actually just like, yeah, I just simply cannot go in, or I'm going to explode. But she was like, yeah, that's fine. You're good. And I was like, okay. I was like, thank you. But like when I was like younger, I never like pretended like, oh, my stomach hurts, I can't go in. It was just why like my mom would always like believe, and like my siblings too, like they also like never lied about it as far as I know. So she like always believed us. We were like, yeah, we don't feel well, like can we stay home? Can we just stay home today? So it was fine. Like my mom always says like, yeah, like me and my siblings, like we were all pretty good kids. Like she hears, you know, about kids like climbing up on counters or whatever. She's like, wow, you guys never did that. And I'm like, yeah, okay, all right, we never did that. Cool. Good for us, I guess. Like I don't know. But yeah, supposedly we were all like very like tame children and even like fight with each other a lot. It was like of course then our parents are just like, yep, we just did such a good job raising you. I'm like, well, I guess. In some ways, I guess. It's definitely. Oh no, it's a whole thing.
I'm getting sick of this game.
But yeah, it's, I don't know. It's fine. It's okay. It's alright. But I actually don't know. I don't think I have, like, any Christmas plans yet. Like, speaking of family, speaking of Thanksgiving, all that good stuff. I don't think I have any Christmas plans yet. And it was such a big thing when I was younger. It was such a big thing. Because my family, like, my immediate family, like, in our house, we used to host Christmas dinner. So it was a whole thing. It was a whole production. I remember it quite clearly for the most part. But for several years now, we've not done that. Several years we've not done it. And so every Christmas our plans are like kind of more up in the air. And it's like kind of nice because we tend to just like get to chill more on Christmas mornings, which is nice. It's not like, all right, get up and immediately have to like do chores on Christmas. Like that's kind of nicer, I'll be honest, if I'm gonna be so for real. It's kind of nicer. But also, like, it is kind of nice, like, to, like, know what your plans are for Christmas, so. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. I have no clue. It's definitely not as big of a production as it was when I was, you know, a kid, when I was in grade school. Yeah, because I was once I hit high school, like, a little bit during high school, but not even really. Like, my mom was like, yeah, I'm tired of doing this. We're not doing it anymore. And I was like, okay. And I think we did again, like, one year. I think, like, she skipped a year or something, and then we did again. I don't know exactly. I don't remember at this point. We definitely didn't do it, like, during the pandemic. Sometimes we'd have, like, you know, we'll have, like, our grandparents, like, just come for dinners. My mom doesn't have to do as much cooking. My mom's just tired. She's like, yeah, I'm done. She's like, I'm retired. I'm like, okay, fair enough. I'm like, you do you. So, I don't know what the plan is. I know that we're not having my sister's boyfriend over for Christmas because he's actually going back to visit his family. And so as far as right now, my sister is not like invited to like go with him or anything. So like we feel like probably she would be by now because like it's getting closer and she would need a plane ticket. So we're thinking probably she'll still be home for Christmas, which will be good, which will be nice. I already have, you know, a gift for her. I have a gift picked out for her and my sibling. It's like a little something to share for us. It's like little marshmallow stuffed animals like on a stick, and so it's like we each take a marshmallow and like we all have one. Like that's it. Like it's just, I don't know, like a cute thing. Oh my gosh. Stuffed animals though, I just ordered 3. I just ordered 3 for Black Friday. It was like, okay, it was from like my favorite brand. They created a sense of urgency in me because they're like, this is the last time these are ever going to be available, ever. And once they sell out, they're limited stock, so that's it. They're never going to be available again. And I was like, well, I'm going to have to jump on that. And then I did, and I got 3 of them, even though I was only gonna get 1. Because the thing is, they were like limited edition ones or whatever, and so I was like having trouble finding what actually was gonna be available in like the secret shop. Like that's what they called it. It was the secret shop. It was any of like their exclusive like limited edition ones that was gonna be in the secret shop, and I could not find for the life of me what ones. And so there was one that I was like, okay, well if this is part of it, I really want this one, and I've always really wanted it. I think it was like a Kickstarter exclusive or something. I was like, I always wanted it, but I was like not able to donate to their Kickstarter or whatever, so I like wasn't able to get it. So like, okay, if they have that one, I'm gonna get that one. If they don't, there was just like a regular one that I was gonna get on sale. And then it turned out like the secret shop stuff wasn't actually on Black Friday sale. Like it was just available on Black Friday, but it like wasn't part of the sale. Like if that makes sense. And so I didn't realize that until I was like paying, and I was like, well, oopsie doopsie. And then there were another 2 that I like literally didn't really remember, and so like I saw them and I was like, oh yeah, I guess those did exist. I ordered those, and I was like, well, and I think a couple of them are actually, my parents were like, okay, like actually we'll give you money and then that's gonna like Christmas gift. And I was like, okay, because actually I proposed that. I was like, hey, you want to maybe like, you want to just gift some of these to me instead, because like that's money. And my mom always like asks now, she's like always like, oh, like what do you guys want? Like what do you guys want for Christmas? So I'm like, okay. like that. I want that, please. And thank you. I want that. And then I also, they're gonna pay for like me to get my hair dyed. Because I like dye my hair all the time. My hair's probably so dead. I dye it all the time. I bleach it all the time. Yeah. But so I think that's what that's gonna be. But yeah, I did get 3. I mean, my mom too was absolutely aghast that I got 3 because simply space. It's not even about the money, it's about the space. It's like, I mean, it's a little bit about the money, but it's mainly about like, hey, you don't have space for these. You don't have anywhere to store these things that you're getting. And I'm like, okay, in theory I don't. But in actuality, I might. Because that's so many times I'm like, okay, I don't have enough room for more things. And then I get more things and I just make more room. And obviously that's only going to work to a certain extent. There's going to be a point in time where that's just not going to work. But for now, it's working. So I'm just gonna stick with it for now. That's the plan. That's it. That's the entire plan. Yeah. But they're all really big too, these stuffed animals. They're all like over 2 feet, I think, or about 2 feet, and I'm like, I actually probably don't have room. But it's okay because I say I have room in my heart. So I have room in my room. That's the way I look at it. That's the way I look at it. I'm like, well, there will be because I want there to be. That's not just, obviously that's how this works. Obviously that's how this works. It's simply I just believe really hard that there will be room, that the room in my heart will extend to the physical space, and I will just have room to store all these things that I want to have. Like, I'm really not a hoarder. I'm really not a hoarder. So it's like, if I come across if I have like a little thing, if I'm cleaning out my room, like I'm not like, oh, I have to keep this or whatever. I'm like a little bit sentimental, but not even. I'm like, oh, this is cute, I guess. Let's throw it away now so I have room for things I actually want now. Like, my mom is like the exact opposite. Like, she can't get rid of anything from when we were kids. Even though she's like, yeah, this serves no purpose anymore, but I feel bad, and so I can't get rid of it. And I'm like, let me toss it, because like I don't care. I'm like, we need room. All right, that's going then. It's on the chopping block. If it's serving no purpose, I don't need it. I don't need it. So yeah, like it's literally, I'm like fine. I'm fine with that stuff, but still, that just means that I have like a bunch of things that I actually really do want, that I like, that bring me joy, that I feel serve a purpose. And I refuse to part with any of them, or not display any of them even, and I don't have space anymore. And I look at people's like setups, and I'm like, this is like the cutest thing ever, and it's just head to toe. I think I've talked about this before. It's just like head to toe, and like things for like figures and stuff, like for things for anime, like all this merch, whatever. It's beautiful and it's gorgeous, and I love it. And I'm like, I want to one day have this too. Please, please, please. Whatever higher power there may or may not be, whatever one there may be, if you really want to make me happy, if you really want to make my day, then maybe, just maybe, I could like, I don't know, just not head to toe, like ceiling to wall, ceiling to floor, that's the one, ceiling to floor, cover it in things that I like. But I do that all the time with sayings, where I'm like, I know this saying, what is it, why can't I say it? I'm like, how does that saying go? And then I say it, and it's like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, okay. But it's like, my brain, for a minute, just like won't comprehend what turn of phrase I'm trying to use. It's just like, words, I can't do that. It's like, well, alright, I guess, that's not helpful.
Sacred name, fortune preserver.
It's like, I'll be like really on a roll, talking about something. And then like I'll like try to like use a phrase, and it's like, okay, I know this phrase, why am I second guessing myself, what is it? And then yeah, I don't know. Remember there was like one time, and it was like, this was like literally in, grade school or something. And I think it was like, you know that saying, like, whatever tickles your fancy? My friend thought it was whatever tickles your monkey. I'm not really sure if that was, like, her brain mashing up whatever tickles your fancy and I'll be a monkey's uncle, or if she just genuinely thought it was, like, whatever tickles your monkey. But that was really funny. That was an inside joke for a little while. There was another inside joke I had when I was younger. Oh yeah, when I was younger, my friend group, one of us like mistyped LOL as Lou, and so we'd use Lou instead of LOL. Yeah. This is us like literally going way back. This is going way back. Like I feel like my friend group now, like we don't really have like inside jokes. We just like have, like, our inside jokes are just things we've experienced. Like we'll be like, hey, remember this person, remember this thing, remember this crazy experience, or we're just like, yeah, remember this crazy thing that they said? Yeah, I do remember that. Like that's like honestly kind of our inside jokes now. That and that we do like have some things. Because there's like a couple people in the group that they're like we tease them a lot. They're down for it. But yeah, like I don't know, like that too. I don't know if it really like counts kind of as like an inside joke per se. But like it kind of is, because it's like I don't know, like you have to like be part of our group to like know, I guess, that like it's like all in good fun. It's all in good fun. Like a lot of like the things that we like poke fun at, like those are kind of like inside jokey things also. I'm like literally like the most like tame of my friend group though, which is crazy. And it's like I think it's just like I don't know. It's like weird because like I am, but I'm not. But, like I am. Like they sometimes just be saying things. They just be doing like craziest things. But like in like not in like a bad way even. It was like there was this girl in high school, right, that none of us were the biggest fan of for oh my gosh, what did I just opened something on my computer. For like reasons, like we weren't like the biggest fan of her. But she like I don't know, we were like friendly with her for, you know, because we weren't like gonna just start like bullying her or anything. We were like, okay, we'll put up with this. We'll put up with this for now. Why do I literally just, yeah, hold on. I literally keep opening something on my computer. Let me close it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I had another window open that I kept accidentally opening. Okay. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, like we weren't gonna like be mean and like be bullying this girl or something. So we would just like, we were like, okay, we'll chill, whatever. But there was this one year she asked like one of us in the group like, oh, okay, what's your favorite animal? And my friend jokingly goes, naked mole rat, like as a joke. And then this girl actually like gets her like a plush of a naked mole rat, which is like it's sweet. Like there wasn't like the girl is just, she's like the one that we don't like. She was like a little bit like overbearing, kind of, and like pushy toward about certain things, like made us uncomfortable, which is mainly why we didn't like her. But yeah, like that's like nice, but like also like it was kind of funny because like it was like my friend thought it like she understood like that was a joke, naked mole rat, but she actually gave her no naked mole rat plush, and then like some of my friends like low-key like operated on it or something, like they fully like tore it open, like it was crazy, and I'm like, whoa, I'm like, why? But like not in like even like a malicious way towards the one who like gave it to them, to my understanding. Like it wasn't like towards her in any way. They were just like, well, what else am I gonna do with this? And so it was like, well, actually, let's do this for no apparent reason. I don't know. I have no clue. But it's the same thing, I guess, like people do that like on like YouTube or whatever. They'll be like, all right, tearing open elf on the shelf to see what's in it, and it's like, why? Why are we doing this? Like they didn't ask for this. Elf on the Shelf didn't ask for this. But yeah, I don't know. It's like that's more like the way that my friends are weird, is like that they'll operate on like a naked mole rat stuffed animal for no apparent reason. I don't know. But yeah, that's like, it's like fine, it's like whatever. But like also, like I said, they're all like sweet. At the end of the day, they're all sweet people. I love them. Those are like my high school friends, like my college friends too. Out of my college friends, I wouldn't say that I'm like the most tame or anything. I don't think that's true. I think honestly I might be the most unhinged out of my in my college group I just be saying things. Like honestly. Especially like about like fictional characters, like I'll just say things. Oh my gosh. Every once in a while I just say things. And it's like, and then I'm like, I need to shut my mouth. That's so inappropriate. But my friends laugh, so like it's fine. Like they're okay. They're fine with it. But at the same time, like I probably should not be saying like absolutely dirty things about fictional characters. But they laugh. Like we have a good laugh about it. But at the same time, I'm like, wow, wow. I'm like, why do I feel the need? Why do I feel the need? But yeah, my one friend in particular, she's also one of my roommates. Like we get along so well. We get along so well. We say like we're platonic soulmates. But yeah, I'm probably the most unhinged out of my friends in college. So like least in high school, but most in college maybe. I don't even know if I'm most in college. We're all kind of like the same version of unhinged, or like no, we're like same level, different versions sometimes of unhinged. Like that's the way it feels a little bit. But yeah, like I said, it's all good. It's all fun times.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. It's good. It's working. Like I said, I'm like really happy with like the friends that I have right now. Like I have like a pretty small circle. Like I'm always open to making more friends. Especially like I love internet friends. I get kind of sad because I've lost touch with a lot of the internet friends that I used to have. Because like we all like got busy with life and we were like drifted out of the fandom that we met in and stuff. So like that was sad. So like, I'm definitely open to that. Like in terms of IRL, like I just don't meet that many good people. Honestly, there's a lot of people that I have like issues with. And then like even like interpersonal issues, it's just like you're just in general not always the most funky fresh person. Like if that makes sense, then just like I don't know, I just don't vibe with them always. But the group that like I have going, like the people that I know, like I really love them all. They're like really good people. And like because for a while like I didn't really have that many friends and whatever, or like I didn't have like a lot of good friends, but I'm at a place where I like feel like I do have like a lot of good friends. And even a lot. Like a few good friends. I have like a few good friends. Like really good friends. And I have like a few friends who are like they're good. It's not like they're bad friends or anything. But when I say just like a few like really good friends, I mean like people that I actually like really talk to consistently, have like deeper conversations with and stuff. Like that. Like I have some people like that now in my life, which is nice, which is good because I think I'd been missing that for a little while. It's like one of those things I'll like hear people talking about it and it's like, oh, I kind of feel like I'm missing out. But that's always how I kind of feel about people with like large families, like the way they talk about how like they're so close to so many people in their family. I'm like, I simply just I don't have that experience. My family's not that big. I don't really have that many like family relations outside of like immediate family and like my grandparents. So like yeah, so I'm like, oh, I kind of wish. And so yeah, it's fine. It's like I said, like now I'm in a place where it's like I can realize like, oh, I actually have some good friends. I have some good friends, and like I'm chilling. You know, it's good. It's all good. I think I've also just learned to be more selective because like when I was growing up, I was really like, okay, let's friendship. I think that's fine. If you like want to give everyone a chance, that's fine. But I was really like, I must simply just be every person's best friend. Like I need to make sure they're good. I need to make sure they're chill. I honestly got over that like somewhat quick. So I realized like, hey, that's just like that's not possible. Like that's not a thing. Which is fine. But then like everyone that I did talk to, I was like, I must simply be prepared to help them with anything at any moment, at any time that they need. And I must do it amazingly. I like, don't do that to yourself, people. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. No, that is not. other people's happiness is not your responsibility. That's what I'll say. Other people's happiness is not your responsibility. If there's people that you love, you want to make them happy, even if you just like generally want people like if you just want people to be happy, like that's fine. Dare I even say that's kind of good. But also like never sacrifice yourself to make other people happy. Also, I didn't realize I didn't have enough resin yet. I thought there was enough time, so I don't want to leave this because I'm so close. Like I just need one more, and it's like just another minute, so we'll just have to wait a minute and 12 seconds and counting for my resin to replenish. But yeah, I'm gonna explore this area. But yeah, so it's like fine if you want people to be happy. It's fine if you want to help people be happy, but don't sacrifice yourself for that. You're like, I've known people like that too, that they would just like, and like obviously all have like people that we know that's like, oh, you give so much and you get nothing in return. Like that's sad. Or like even if you have a friend and like they have another friend and it's like, that person doesn't give the best vibes. That person doesn't really seem to like reciprocate back to you. And it's like really a hard thing to do, kind of, to be like, hey, actually, this other person you like, they're not so great. It's a very like awkward thing. It's a very awkward thing. And I've been in a lot of positions where it's not that exactly, but like in a position of like, I think this person is like weird or whatever because of this, and it's like literally just like, okay, well, you just don't have to like that person, but like why are we like going to start talking about them? And it's like, or like it's just like the silliest like beef that you could have with a person, and it's like literally it's like nothing serious. Like we don't need to be bullying and talking about them all the time like behind their back. And so it's like someone that like I'm like still like friendly with, and it's like, well, what, like why are we talking about this to me then? Also, like I'm like friendly with this person. So yeah, it's been something, but like it's been a thing forever for me, and it like still is to this day. I have like, now the beef is more serious, to be honest. Like the issues that people have, it is more like, I know, like serious kind of stuff of like, hey, yeah, you're actually just not being a good person. But it is like, it's like always like a little bit awkward to have to be like, yeah, it's just always the awkward thing about friend groups. It's like there's always going to be like at some point some kind of drama that happens, or like worst case scenario, like your friend group falls apart, and it's like it sucks to have to take sides and whatever, but like sometimes someone's just correct and the other person's just not correct. To be honest, to be so for real, sometimes you actually are just in the wrong, and that's okay, but like own up to it. So yeah, it's like I don't know. But it's like it's definitely not as bad as it used to be. It's not as bad as it used to be, for me at least. Like I'm kind of chilling now. Like I said, I'm kind of chilling. I mean, really though, I do kind of like miss having like my internet friends, and I'm like, I mean, like my Tumblr friends. Back in my heyday, when I was on Tumblr, I had all of my Tumblr mutuals, and it was great. It was amazing. I miss them. I hope they're all doing well. Like I said, there's like one that I still keep in touch with. That we did not meet from like VTubers, but she ended up also liking VTubers. She actually liked them before I did, and so when we found out that like the other one liked it, we're like, oh my gosh, we're like, perfect, amazing, stupendous, and stunning. But like I'm just not in the same fandom and neither are they in the same fandom where we met. And I got very sad when I think about it, because I'm like, oh my gosh, we were like talking like every day for like years or a year, you know, depending on who it was. But like for long periods of time, we were talking like almost every day or every day. And now I just like don't have contact with them anymore. And sometimes I really think that I should reach out. My issue with that is, and I do this with people I know, like IRL too, like people I've met in real life, or that I like was friends with, just from my real life, like I will think like, oh hey, I should reach out to this person, but I'll be doing something else like during a time like when I can't do it, like when I can't send a text message, and so by the time like I have my phone on me again, like I forget. So it's like, ooh, I really just have to remember to set reminders to reach out to people. which is like, it's hard for me too, because I set reminders for like everything, and so like now these days I try to do it just for like some of the more important things, because otherwise my phone is just literally covered in them and I don't want to like miss any of them, you know? Like it's more, the reminders app, I find, I know a lot of people say they don't like it, that they just ignore it. I like it because I want to see my lock screen. I set my lock screen as something for a reason. It's because I want to see this thing, because it's usually a character that I love. It's like, okay. So that's why I'm going to want to clear them off. That's why I'm going to want to clear them off. But really, it works best when the screen is already cleared, because if I have like multiple reminders popping up, at most it's like 2 or 3. I think I have like 5 right now. And like at that point now, like if a 6th one comes up, like I'm just used to there being a stack of them. So it's like the less there are, the better the app works. That's what I find. Because like I've been using it for years now, and like it does work for me generally. Every once in a while there's something that like I set a reminder for, and I'm like, actually I really just don't feel like doing this thing, and so it's not happening. It's just not happening. The other thing is, because I know like I do better when like it's a relatively clear screen. If it's something that like I'm reminding myself about and it doesn't need to be done at that moment, I will just change the time. I'll just be like, remind me tomorrow, remind me in the morning, you know, whatever it is, so that I like will still be able to see it when it comes up again, but like I can't do it right now. So it's like, okay, well I'll just actually set it for a time when I can do it. So that's personally how I feel about the reminders app. Like, again, I understand some people don't like it, like that's fine, that's whatever. It doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. But there's like very specific things that I find like work. There's like things you have to do to get it to work. But recently it's been a little silly because I've started like writing things down just like on paper, like on little sticky notes and stuff. But sometimes if I'm away and I don't have the sticky note on me, I'm like, okay, let me set a reminder to write this thing down on this list. It's like adding an extra step, which is, like I said, it's a little silly, it's a little goofy, but it's fine. It's fine. I like see the reminder come up and it'll be like, write down this thing on this, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll do that. It's kind of funny though. But it's like, and I think the reason why I do that is because I don't necessarily know when I'm going to have time to be able to do the thing that I need to write on my list. Like, it's a bit more of a time-consuming thing. Like, maybe that I need to, like, research on something. So it's like, I don't really know what time I have to, like, just set, like, oh, this is the reminder of when I'm going to do this thing. But it's like, well, I need to remember to do it. So thus, I'm just going to write this reminder and then write it on my to-do list that I look at whenever I have a minute. So I think that's what ends up. I think that's what ends up happening. But yeah, I feel like I said like I know people who say that it doesn't work for them. I think I only know people, if like we've talked about it, I swear they say, yeah, it doesn't work for me. Even like my mom, and I'm like, oh, just set a reminder. Even she sometimes like, oh, it's like, that's not gonna work. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I like, again, it works for me. I don't know why I'm the only person. Yeah, if you let me know if you like the reminders app, just like on like Apple devices, I guess. Like, it's just what I use. I don't know. It works. It works for me. That's all. I don't know. Like I said, it's like even if I tell people like the things that I do to make it work for me, they still get back to me and they're like, yeah, no, I didn't like it still. And I was like, oh, okay. My one friend actually sets alarms instead of reminders. I actually know several people who do that, they set alarms. But like my friend like really uses the alarm app like it's a reminder, and I would hate that. Like, me personally, I would hate that because I'm paranoid about my phone making sound in public for some reason. I'm like, no, my phone must be absolutely completely silent in public. Like, I don't want to disturb the peace. Like, I don't know why I'm like that, but it's like, if I'm in public, my phone must be absolutely and completely and totally silent. So yeah, I don't know. So then I would like really, really hate if my my phone like went off like with an alarm while I was in public. I would be like, so like I'm not even like ashamed. I don't know. I would just be like, no. I'd be like, not my phone, no. Yeah, I don't know. Like that's just probably just like a weird thing about me. Like I literally don't know why I do that. I literally do not know why I do that. I'm just a little silly goofy sometimes. Like I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much the story. That's pretty much the story. Because honestly, most of like the apps I feel like come pre-installed on a phone, I feel like most of them aren't that helpful. Like even the measure app, like for like I don't know, the level works. The level works relatively well because it's just your phone being flat. But like the measuring doesn't work that great just because it's like an augmented reality type thing. And so if you do it and then you actually like measure it with like an actual, I don't know, like ruler, measuring tape, whatever, like you get a very different answer. Like I have tested this before because I was curious. It doesn't work all that well. It does, like if you really need to get dimensions right for something, don't use like the measuring app. Don't do that to yourself. You're probably not gonna get the right size thing. Unless maybe there's tricks to that I don't know. Like I guess that's like I was saying about like the Remind app, like, oh hey, like this is what I do, but maybe there's like things for the measuring app that makes it more accurate. But I've like played around with it a bunch. I've played around with it a bunch and I wasn't able to, you know, figure out a way to make it more accurate. It wasn't always terribly off. I think honestly it was like better for shorter things. But if it was longer, it seemed to get a little confused. Maybe it's just me because I always had trouble too, like putting the endpoints down. Yeah. I was actually really bad at using a measuring tape for a little while. Like when I was younger, I don't know. I couldn't understand the concept, I guess, of measuring tape. I don't know. Like rulers too, like the ruler units, I was just like confused constantly. I was just like, how do I do the thing? And like reading the ruler too, I was like, what are all these little tick marks? I think the thing with the tape measure was like putting it in the right place from like where something started and ended. I would like somehow always do it wrong. I don't know. I was such a goofy little child. I was like book smart as a kid. And that's about it. I think I did eventually get common sense smart. Like a little bit. But, like, as when I was, like, younger, I was just, my brain, I mean, sometimes still I'm, like, my brain insane, but, like, I was book smart, but in terms of common sense, I lacked just a little bit. There was a little tiny something that I lacked, just a little bit. So if I'm gonna be completely honest, there was. Which is, it's fine. I've made it this far. Like, I was street smart and like, hey, don't talk to strangers and stuff, but, you know, I don't know, I just feel like in other things, just like in life things, I think that was like practical application. Like I said, it was book smart. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think that's what I could sum it up by. I think that was like the book smart, like quite literally just like textbook stuff. Fine, I understood. Application stuff? No. Oh my gosh, guys, I think this might be why I don't like science. Because I can know this stuff, but I can go and apply it and then to like mess up quite easily. Because that was always my thing with like labs in high school, was like if I like understood what the textbook says generally, but now I have to apply it, and I guess the application is supposed to help me to like remember it, but it doesn't, or it didn't. I mean, I think there's a few reasons for that. Labs were like not really super guided by the teacher. It was like, here's you and this other confused kid in the class. You're lab partners this week. Now do the task. And unless your lab partner was good at science, you're totally screwed. If you're good at science, you have to hope that, like, if you're good, you're probably fine. But if you're like good enough, and you like kind of need someone actually to bounce ideas off of, and like your partner's not good at science, like you're messed up, like you're not gonna do well. And it was so stressful because like the labs were so long, and I felt like we didn't have enough time to do it, and I really dreaded lab days, to be honest. Just laying myself bare, literally laying bare all of my issues with the school system today. But this is probably just the way my school ran things. This is probably just the way my school ran things.
Faster.
My school ran a few things weird, but yeah. So I was like, really hated lab. Really hated lab. And again, it was like, just because, okay, so just because I'm like, this is supposed to help me, it like isn't necessarily going to. And the other reason it didn't, it was like, okay, so it's not very guided, so I'm just doing this with some other kid who also doesn't really understand what's going on, who maybe even understands it less than me, or, you know, something, or does understand it better, but then, like, then my understanding's wrong, and now I'm confused because they don't actually, like, know how to explain it, they just remember it better than me. And it's like, okay, well, now I'm more confused, because I thought, like, I had something down, and I don't. And, like, with the application, too, like, we're kind of just floundering here. So, like, doing the lab, I'm just getting more confused. I didn't feel that way about when I took an environmental science class. First of all, that, like this was also in high school, right? And usually our science classes, it was like, okay, once a week or once in every, like, rotation, you're gonna have, like, a lab period, right? And it's gonna be, like, double the normal science period or double the time of a normal period. But with environmental science, we didn't have that. We just didn't have that. It was, hold on, I'm literally trying to remember because there would have been a class that, like, I didn't have a period for. I guess I had a study hall then? I literally don't remember that, though. I don't remember having a study hall ever. But I don't know what else I would have been doing. I'm literally, hold on, I'm, like, racking my brain right now. What actually, hold on. I don't know, I'm gonna have to think about that later. I'm gonna have to think about that later so I'm not just sitting here in silence. Because I'm actually not sure. But I guess I had a study hall at some point. But for environmental science, I, like, didn't have, like, a lab class. Like, we had labs, but there was no, like, period for it. It was just, like, kind of start in class and finish for homework, and it was all just, like, virtual lab stuff, so, like, it wasn't, yeah, which was also, like, not particularly helpful for me actually, like, learning and like, retaining information, but it was fine. That class was whack. That class, the teacher would literally just, he would stand in the front of the room, scroll through a PowerPoint, and be like, you know this. And I was like, no, sir, I really don't, because you have not taught us anything all year. Yeah, I don't know. It was a time. So it was a time. Was it a good time? Maybe, maybe not, but it was a time, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't know. But like I said, it is what it is. Clearly I still have feelings. But it is what it is. So I like to tell myself, I'm like, okay, it's fine now. It's okay now. Everything's fine. Just like, you're not back there. I still have, like, nightmares sometimes about high school. I'm like, ooh. Like, probably shouldn't. I don't think they should have scarred me that bad in high school. Do they still have, nightmares about it? But I guess they did, and that's okay. That's alright for them, I guess. I really think sometimes, like, that's gonna be crazy high school reunion time. I'm probably not gonna go. I really think about it sometimes. I'm like, high school reunion? Would I go to that? Probably not. Maybe for a laugh. If I'm doing really well and I want a good laugh, maybe I'll go. Yeah, I don't know. I do get curious, though, about, like, where people that, like, I went to high school with are now, and most of them, I just don't remember their faces or their names, but sometimes someone will pop into my mind and I'm like, okay. I'm like, I wonder how that person's doing. Especially people who I was, like, not really friends with, so I don't, like, keep in touch with them, but, like, we were acquaintances or whatever. Like, we'd have class together, we'd, like, chat sometimes. Yeah. Like, them I wonder. And I do have one friend from high school that she sees some of them, because, like, her boyfriend was, like, also from our high school. like is friends with them. So like some of those people she like knows, stays in touch with a little bit. So I'm like, okay, that's nice. That's good. That's good. I think also like, I think I was in like 2nd grade or something, and there was this girl that I was starting to become like really good friends with, and then she like moved away. And I think about her sometimes, and I don't remember her name. I only very vaguely remember her face, but I know that this happened. I remember it distinctly. Because, like, we, like, made a whole thing for her. Like, we made her, like, a whole, like, thing with, like, pictures of us. Like, just, like, as the class. Like, the teacher organized it. She, like, left in the middle of the school year, I think. Actually, I almost feel like she came during the middle of a school year, too. I think she came during the middle of the school year prior. So I really wonder if, like, she just moved around a lot or something. But I think about her sometimes, and I'm like, I literally hope she's just doing absolutely amazingly well, because I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess, that's kind of just life, as people, like, come in and out of it, but it's like, wow, who knows, like, because, like I said, we were starting to become really good friends, for whatever really good friends is in, I don't know, 2nd, 3rd grade, whatever it was. But, like, maybe we like, would have gone to be, like, besties for the resties, like, if she was able to stay around, like, I don't know. And I never will know. But I do wonder about that sometimes. There was a friend I had later on in middle school that she kind of had a falling out with like most of my friend group from that time. I think about her sometimes too. I don't remember her name actually. I could probably find her like on social media, but I don't want to like stalk anyone. I don't want to stalk anyone. But like I hope that she's doing well too, you know? Especially because her, like, I didn't really have a falling out with, like, that was like one of the times it was like a little awkward for me, because like I didn't really have a falling out with her, but like everyone else in the friend group did, kind of. It was like me and like, so there was 6 of us in the friend group, including myself, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's 6 of us in the friend group, including myself. This is middle school. And she was kind of different than the rest of us anyway, and she had been at the school for less time. So she was in our friend group, and then, like, I don't know, there was, like, some drama that happened, I guess, like, literally with a, I don't even know. I want to say it was with a guy or something, but I'm not even sure. Or she was just bad talking people, supposedly and allegedly. I don't know. It was maybe like she was like supposedly like allegedly shit talking us, or some of us, to a guy. Maybe that's where I'm getting the guy thing from. And it was just like a guy in our class. I don't know. Yeah. That might have been it, but so yeah, she had a falling out with most of the friend group, and then she went to a different high school anyway. So it was like fine-ish then, but also like, yeah. Like this was towards the end of our, you know, school year anyway, and so like I was staying friends with her, because like, I felt bad, I don't know, I didn't want her to be lonely. Even though like most of my other friends were like, yeah, ooh. I was like, but no one also like no one really was giving me a straight answer as to what went down. And I think sometimes, honestly, it might have been something like worse than, because like sometimes I felt like people would kind of like walk on eggshells around me a little bit with what they'd say, because like I was very sheltered, and so there was like a lot of things that I just did not know about in the world. Like I said, it's book smart, but maybe that's why I wasn't like common sense smart or whatever, because I was just like, there was just so much information that I was lacking that I just did not have access to, was not allowed access to. I don't know. So maybe it was something even worse, and that's why like no one really gave me a straight answer. But like, I don't know, I felt bad. State friends didn't like do anything to me personally, and I wasn't given like a good reason really as to, or a straight answer as to what happened. So it was just like all of a sudden too. Like they like weren't even trying to tell me. They just all of a sudden like weren't wanting to hang out with her. I was like, oh, I was like, did something happen? And they're like, kind of, yeah, whatever. I was like, okay. But I ended up not being friends with those girls throughout high school. We had like a falling out, but we were not friends anymore. Like we kind of became different people. I think they became more like the other friend that we had in 8th grade. That like, they were like upset about her doing whatever stuff, and then they like were kind of doing that stuff. It was like, I don't know, hypocritical. It was fine. It's fine. Like, oh, you're teenagers. It's whatever. But I mean, but also like, they didn't all stay friends either the whole time. Like, they were kind of, like, as their extended friend group was the same, but they were kind of also, like, separate. But it's fine, like, because our high school is a lot bigger than our middle school. You just find people you connect more with, but yeah. It was also, like, a little bit awkward for me, because, like, I'd still have classes with them, and I'm like, y'all, we used to be, like, besties, and now, like, I have no clue who you are anymore, essentially. So, yeah, like that. I don't know, it's just like a weird thought. Like, it's just a weird thought for me. I don't know if anyone else gets that, or if that's just, like, me being a little silly goofy or something. Like, I don't really know. I don't really know if that's, like, I don't know. I don't really know if that's what everyone has, but it was also weird because, like, my high school friend group, the way that kind of, like, came together was really strange because, so it used to be larger. It used to be, like, 7 people, I think. Ish. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, like 6 or 7. I think there was one girl who was kind of, like, on the fence, sort of being in the friend group or not. She was also kind of friends with other people, whatever. So there was, like, 6 or 7 of us. And then one of the girls got, like, really weird about, like, 2 of the other girls, like, hanging out together, even though she was literally invited. And she just, like, couldn't go. So then that was the whole thing, and she got cut off from, like, most of the group. But before that even happened, I guess let me go back a minute. Before that even happened, it was towards the end of my freshman year, and, like, I'd made, like, a bunch of, like, individual friends, kind of, that I was, like, sort of friendly with. And, like, it turns out they all knew each other, and then there was, like, a couple of other people that I hadn't really known. That I was like, oh, hey. And then they were like, oh, friends now. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, down. I was like, I'm down. So, like, that was good. But yeah, so then there's that one girl. She kind of got cut off from most of the people. I was, like, still friends with her. One of the other girls was, like, kind of friends with her because, like, yeah, they'd, like, known each other for longer or whatever. So the other friend group was already, like, it was a little bit weird, a little bit odd, which, like, I don't know why that always happens to me, but it does, apparently. Yeah, so that happened, and then I don't even know. Then I think we kind of, like, broke off a little bit from her and that other girl that was still, like, friends with her, like, the one that had college drama and the one that she'd known for longer. Even though we still loved, like, the other one, like, she was so sweet. In fact, she was probably too sweet for her own good, which is probably why she wasn't able to, like, leave the one that was kind of a bitch. And that one, like, continued to be, like, a bitch to the rest of us, which is why, like, the rest of us left. Like, my final straw was, like, we had, like, a take-home test. Like, literally, like, just a take-home test. And she, like, sent me a photo of one of the pictures on the test. And she was like, oh, hey, can you send me this picture? Like, can you send me a picture of your work for this one? It was on the homework. And I was like, yeah, I don't mind doing that. But this is from the test. Like, you know that, right? Like, you're like, you know this is from the test. And she was like, no, this is from the homework. And I was like, Bessie, I'm literally looking at the test. I can quite literally see. I've quite literally done the test myself. I do not care that you're asking me about a question on a test. Like, especially it's literally just a take-home test. Like, I don't care. However, can you just be, like, upfront with me? Because, like, I already had, like, issues with her because she was, like, being rude to, like, our other friends or whatever. I was like, so can you, like, just be upfront with me and, like, say that's what this is? Like, I don't mind helping you. I don't care that you're asking me for a question on the test. Like, I'm not going to tell anyone. Like, I don't care. And she just kept lying until I was finally like, okay, well, maybe I will just tell the teacher then. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll just tell the teacher that you're, like, trying to get a test answer from me. And at that point, she's finally like, okay, fine, it was on the test. I meant to send you a homework problem. And I clicked the wrong image. And I'm like, okay, you could have just said that. So send me the homework problem then that you actually needed help on. Just, like, silent for a while. And I'm just like, okay. And then she's just like, okay, never mind. Just, like, forget about it. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I still will just tell the teacher that. And then I didn't, because I was, like, obviously, like, literally in the messages like, hey, yeah, I don't mind. Even though I probably could have cut those out and it'd been fine, but like she would also have receipts, so I don't want to get into that. But yeah, I don't know. Like, so that like really pissed me off. So I ended up just totally blocking her after that. I was like, okay, I'm not dealing with this anymore. If you're gonna be rude to me, you're gonna be rude to my friends, you're gonna lie to me, like, I'm not dealing with that. I think that was kind of like the start of me just being like, okay, I'm actually not like taking shit from people anymore. Like if you want to be weird towards me, if you want to lie to me, like, I'm not doing that. I don't want to be associated with that. I don't want that vibe in my life. Like, so in a way, I guess she did me a favor that she started that. Got that going for me. That was like, yeah, I'm just not doing it. I'm just not doing it. And I keep that to me to this day. I think I carry that with me in a lot of like how I act on the internet too. I'm like, okay, if you're gonna be weird to me on the internet, I'm not dealing with you. You're gone. You're gone. I'm curating my own internet experience. That's how I feel. And I do try. Have been trying. Like both internet and just like people that I know IRL. It's just always like weird to say to like know IRL. I just like don't know how else to distinguish it. So it's not like any like internet friends I've had in the past, like they're real friends, you know? Like calling them internet friends, it's not like to undermine them or our friendship in any way. It's just like I really don't know how else to distinguish them. And there admittedly is a difference between like someone that you've only spoken to on the internet and like someone that you know face to face. For the most part, like there's definitely like again, not entirely. It also depends because like I was like younger a lot of times when I was having internet friends, so it's pretty cautious. Things like face and like showing my face and my voice and stuff, you know, like that's not like that's the kind of stuff that I feel like is really different. Like for me personally, I try to be pretty careful and not do that. Now I literally like voice on the internet all the time, you know. But like in that regard, like it's like different. It's different. But yeah, I don't know. Then what else happened with the friend group? Because we're only 4 people now. Yeah, in our final year, we all kind of like, it was like the last couple weeks of school, and we were like, oh wait, you don't like this girl? I also don't like this girl. Yeah, she's kind of a bully. She's kind of mean to us sometimes. She's also like literally says inappropriate things to us, like towards us, and that make us uncomfortable. Yeah, let's all drop her. Let's just wait out these last couple weeks, and then after high school's over, we just like we don't have to anymore. She's gone. She's not near us, and then we can just deal. We can just deal with our own things. We don't have to deal with her. Yeah. I don't know. She was a character. So then that's what happened. And so then I still have like my 4 friends that like we were a group in high school. And I have one friend that like from college then, because we went to the same college. So we were like, oh yeah, besties. No, not literally besties, but we got together like once a week. We get together once a week, so that's nice. I like her a lot. She's very sweet. Like literally one of the sweetest people you'll ever meet. But she's not part of actually like my friend group. We still talk and stuff, so that's nice. Like I said before. Yeah. I actually like had lunch with her like one year during high school too. So like I'd known her from that. It was just kind of like why we were friendly in high school, I think, mostly. Yeah. Also, it was funny because like a lot of like not like my direct friends, but like a lot of like acquaintances or like extended friend group. Once I was like getting into anime and stuff, like they like also like even like Genshin Impact. That's kind of like why I thought that like even Genshin Impact, like some people in like my extended friend group were in it, but none of like the people in like my core friend group really liked anime or liked yeah, the way I did. Like I had the one friend that I mentioned earlier that she was valedictorian, go her. She also was like kind of into anime, not to the extent that I was, but she'd seen a couple and like really liked the ones that she'd seen. And now the one friend that I'm like still closest to that we like did stage crew together, like she also likes anime now. She also plays Genshin Impact now. When I was in high school, though, like none of my like close friends played Genshin Impact, but I did know other people. I didn't know other people who played it.
As you wish, maiden Fräulein.
Orders given. Orders received.
Yeah.
Behold, that's far enough.
But yeah, so it was like, I don't know, high school and experience, college and experience, life and experience, everything, middle school and experience, school in general. And like I said, like so much of my life has literally just been school, so it's like such a huge part of who I am, and it's like, I literally hate that. I literally hate that so much. It's like, school is such a huge part of who I am. And like so many of the things that I think about just like end up going back to school. I like unpack this all with someone one day. Yeah. But, like, it's fine. It's fine. And, like, I don't know, like, the town that I grew up in, it wasn't, like, a small town. It was not a small town. But, like, it was, like, small enough, and I was sheltered enough that I, like, really didn't have anything to do. So, like, it was just, like, it was school, and it was home, and that was it. It was fine. It's okay. It's fine. And that's why, like, internet really was just such a game changer for me. That's why video games were such a game changer for me, once I was actually able to, like, co-op with people. So, it's fine, it's okay, it's fine. Like, I actually really enjoy doing co-op. Like, I really want to collab with someone. I really want to collab with someone, like, on stream. I'm just scared. I'm a little nervous. I'm, like, I'm putting it off because I'm nervous, but I really want to. But I really, that's kind of also part of why I want to get into FPS games, is because I feel like it's like a lot of co-op, and I do very much enjoy co-op. Like doing Genshin co-op, amazing. Mario Kart co-op, awesome. Like I love it. Like I love sharing the things that I love with people, and like if they also love it, it's bonus, I guess. So yeah, so I'd like love to be able to do like games with people that like we could both just like chill and enjoy the same thing. Like literal dream to me. But, I don't know, I feel like a lot of the games that I play aren't actually co-op, so it's like, oh, well then that stinks. Even like, Honkai Star Rail, like, that's not like actually co-op. Like, you can have friends on there, but you just like borrow each other's characters for like battles and stuff. It's like not actually like playing together. Like, at least like Genshin Impact, like really actually like playing together. Like I said, like that's why I want to get into like, I don't know, Valorant or Apex or something, like really to have like games that like are like very much co-op. You know, it just makes it fun. It makes it more fun. Is gaming with people, gaming with friends, and especially like growing up like a youngest child. Like I always like literally just had companions like to do things with. So like gaming with friends. You know, like that is it. Like that is the vibe. That was the vibe gaming with my siblings. I mean, even now, I guess like being that we were like. I got everyone obsessed with Suika in my house, so it was like, okay, that is it. That is gaming with friends. Yeah, I'm probably after like this round, this level, this chamber, whatever, I'm probably gonna start wrapping up just because I do still have things that I need to get done before dinner, and I eat early like an old woman. Yeah. And then. Yeah, I don't know. I really, it's like I really just want these next 3 weeks to be over. These next 3 weeks are gonna be insanely busy for me. This Wednesday too, I have like 2 different meetings that I need to go to, and I'm not looking forward to having to do that. Like on top of my normal stuff, I'm like, can I not? But it was so hard to schedule like a couple of these meetings anyway. Actually, both of them, yeah. Not even. It was both of them. They were hard to schedule. It was hard to find times that worked. So. That stinks for me, I guess, but it is what it is. And then once they're done, like it's like end of semester is always like sprint to the finish line for me. So that's what I'm doing. I'm sprinting right now. I'm constantly just sprinting. Even right now, I'm sprinting. But it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I say as I am incredibly stressed. Just it'll be fine. It's okay. I'm good. And you know what? It be like that sometimes. It simply just be like that sometimes. And that's simply okay. That's what I like to tell myself. Okay. So yeah, probably going to actually do some of that stuff right now, so maybe I don't have to sprint for quite as long. But yeah, everything's finishing up, and then I'm gonna have even more time to really just dedicate to streaming, so look forward to it. Yeah, just look forward to it. I'm probably not gonna be as active on Twitter during these coming weeks either, but I'll, I'm on there every day still. I obviously don't stream every single day, as much as I would like to. I don't. So yeah, give me a follow on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, hang out. I don't know. Thank you if you stopped by today. Thank you if you watched the VOD. Yeah, links for all my social media, whatever, is like in my descriptions and stuff. So feel free to give me a follow. If you enjoyed, come hang out again. Had a good time playing Genshin Impact. Like, it is my favorite. Yeah, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. I can't wait to be with you again. Bye!